everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. One of the reasons that I started 60andMe was to help people to age well. And over the years, I've kind of changed my narrative here to how to live well. And I think that we put a lot of focus on aging in our society, and 60andMe was actually founded on that kind of premise, women over 60. But I would like to talk today about how to age well by cultivating a positive mindset and lifestyle. Now, I think that shift in my narrative happened because I felt that, we're talking about anti-aging, and I was pushing back on those stereotypes and feeling like I was adding a lot of value to it, because I think that there are a lot of societal aging stereotypes that hold us back and make us feel insecure, make us feel that we're not enough, we're not useful anymore, we're not relevant. And this art of aging well, I think I'm kind of converting into the art of living well. And this power of positivity, which takes you from this sense of, I'm getting older, things happen as I get older with my face, with my body, with my lifestyle, whatever. But what about just living well and introducing this topic of the power of positivity into your life? Now, I know we've talked about this a little bit before because it's so much a part of my life this last few months. And that was when I had my health issue and I had to go into the hospital and I had surgery. And it was the first time in my life I'd ever had that experience. But I think the one thing that got me through it was you. I mean, honestly, it was you. And what you gave me was not, oh, poor Margaret, or this is happening, whatever. It was, be positive. It's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. I went through this. I had a friend who went through it. This is what you can do. Try this, do that. And you were all so positive, and it lifted me up. And actually, it was really funny because even in the hospital, people kept, the doctor and nurses kept saying, gosh, you're really positive about all of this. And I would say, I have been inspired by my community. I didn't say actually by my community, because I didn't tell anybody about 60andMe in the hospital until the end, and I'll tell you that story. That was kind of funny. But anyway, I would say my friends were telling me to be positive, and it's really worked for me. So what does it involve to shift from being concerned and worried and down to being up and positive and and energized by maintaining this new positive mindset and lifestyle? Well, I think it actually is all about a shift. It's a mindset shift. And we talked about this before, where our brain is kind of geared to keep things in order. That's kind of what it does. I mean, it's like, continue the path that you've always been on. Don't make any changes. Everything's working fine. Your brain just needs you to remind it, excuse me, brain, but we're going to do a different approach here. We're going to not look at down the road of what could go wrong. We're going to look at what's going to go right. We're going to look at the positive mindset and encouraging us to, well, in my case, to embrace my health issue, and you too, because I know a lot of women in our 60s and 70s are dealing with chronic pain, with life. I mean, your body doesn't continue to grow in the same way, and you've got these challenges to face. So I know a lot of you are also looking for health issues to be a more positive experience. And trust me, I'm not talking about people that are dealing with very serious, life-threatening situations, a diagnosis that is very challenging. But even in those, I mean, you can tell me if I'm completely wrong here, but it seems like even in those situations, we can find a positive way to move through it. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity for gratitude with just the treatments and the diagnosis. We know that this wasn't the case many years ago. But anyway, self-care and positive habits grounded in your physical body, I think, are really important. So that's doing things like exercise, healthy eating, watching your weight, self-care routines related to stress, anxiety. Do them as part of your care program for yourself. You may not be having any challenges with health at all right now, and that's all the better. This is the time to get into practice and to start doing some things that that really important to you. I'm looking at my little white arms and I'm thinking, maybe I should have got some self-tanner before I did this video, but it's so hot today. I just decided, well, forget, I'm going to wear my dress. I love this dress, actually. It's one of my favorites, and it's cool. Anywho, I digress. Point being, take care of yourself. Promote a positive outlook on life by just feeling good. Just feeling like yourself. Also, I think there's another side to this, and there's and I don't know how quite to introduce this as a kind of element of positivity, and that is the changes that are happening in your personal life. Now, a lot of women in our 60s and 70s are divorced or separated, or so it's the difficult situations if you're in a relationship that isn't good, that is making you sad, and making you feel like you're just not living your life the way you want to live it. And I think that that's the next step here in adjusting to a more positive mindset. If you have let go and you're divorced, then you need to move forward. That's why you did it. That's why you felt, and by the way, more women are filing for divorce now in their 60s and 70s than men, and I understand this. We have a vision, we have a perspective on what life should be like for us, and we know we need to move forward. So that's the first thing, is to look in your personal relationships and let go of all the ones that are toxic, because those are the ones that they just switch on the negative vibe. They just switch on the negative lifestyle mindset, and the only way positive energy can be introduced is to do it, just to let go of the other stuff. I'm encouraging you to experience the loss and the grief. Now, if you've lost a partner, that's a different issue, but it's still the same in the sense that you have opportunity now. You know that your partner, if you were with them for a long time, would want you to be happy, really. And you know that in your heart of hearts. You may miss them just like so much that you feel like you just cannot even cope with it, like you just cannot deal with it. But the process of grief is, again, a shift in perspective to something that's more positive. The transformative power of letting go. I think I've written an article or we've written a story on this one, because it's, the transformative power of grief can be really powerful. Another thing is to find meaning and growth in your life, with the things you do every day. If you have been always wanting to try something new, or do a new sport or new activity, or go a new place or whatever, this is the time to do it. Now, I asked the question a few weeks ago about where's one place in the world you want to go? Like, what's one country that you'd love to visit? And there were quite a few really cool answers, but there were also a lot of answers that said, I kind of miss my opportunity. I can't really go anymore. I mean, yes, a couple of people mentioned health issues. Some people mentioned financial concerns, and that's totally valid. There's other ways then to travel. You have to go online, and you have to do virtual travel, and you have to, come join us on 60andMe, because we do this all the time and have fun with it. But the point is that you have to accept that you have control over this perspective of a negative or positive mindset. And if you want to do those things, if you want to travel to those places, maybe find a group. There's some really good groups these days that aren't not too expensive. Like, if you want to do a cruise, for example, they're expensive. That would cost you $3,000 or $4,000. If you go to, and I can't think of the name of the group, there's Globus, there's Cosmos, there's one I use called, what's it called? I should write them down. But anyway, and they have Greek cruises, but they are like do it yourself. Like, you go with a group, but you go on the ferries. You don't go on a fancy cruise. You just go on the local ferries, which in Greece, by the way, they're amazing. They're super affordable, and you can cut that cost in half and be still with a group, because that's part of the nervousness I think a lot of older women have as they get older, that they don't want to travel alone. So travel is, I think, one. And there's another thing about just getting on with ups and downs, because even if you can't travel, if you can't afford to do certain things that you want, that's just part of the rhythm of your life. Don't beat yourself up because you didn't save, or you didn't, so you made this mistake, or you made a wrong decision. Let it go. Focus. I mean, this is the big classic thing, isn't it? You can't control some things in life and in the world, but you can control how you would adapt to it, how you respond to it. And so I think the focus is to be positive by defining and embracing the things that you can do to change the direction of the negativity into a more positive way. I mentioned going online. I talk about this quite a bit because that's where I spend most of my free time. I love going online. I love doing, as a man, I think his name is John Walker. He does tours of London. Just walks around the streets. Now, I would like to be in London every day because I love my city. It's where I was born. I'm in Switzerland now. I love it here too, but I do miss London, and so I go walk with him. He walks around the city. There's, as I mentioned, virtual travel. There's online lessons to learn how to draw, how to paint, how to do beading. And if you can't afford, you've got the internet. It always makes me smile though when people send me a long message about what they can't do because they can't afford it, and then I read their message and I think they're online. They're sending me a message. They've got internet, and even if you don't have internet, you can go to the library. You know, I mean, it's not like I know what's the word? I'm not criticizing, and I'm certainly not blaming anyone for having that perspective. It can feel overwhelming at times, and I totally get it. But if you've got internet and you've got eyes that can see the internet, and many people are not. I mean, this is true, but then there's other options. But you know, just do the best you can to make the best of what you've got. That sounds like a familiar phrase that someone in my distant past said to me. Anyway, I hope that you're all doing great. Please take this in the spirit I'm giving you. I want you to find hope and change your dialogue from a negative one to a more positive one. Let's try it together. We're here for each other. Honestly, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. We're here to talk to you. Leave me comments below. Subscribe to the channel here if you haven't already done it. And please like this video, or leave a comment even, because YouTube loves comments. When they see comments, they think, oh, this person's got something to say, and then they will spread it to other women, and that's what that's what I want to do. So thank you for your support and your help. Take good care, everybody. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in this beautiful world, and know that you're appreciated here. I do thank you every single day for your gift of love for me. Thank you, and I love you too. Take care.